right, welcome everybody to a super special event here on the IWM Broadcast Network. We have the First Annual LG99 Talladega 250. This is an event that has been put together by Jimmy Crow to honor a longtime friend and iRacer, LG Whaley, and we are proud as IWM to be able to bring this to you here. I've got here in the booth with me my one of my greatest friends and co-broadcasters, John DeRudris. John?
Yeah, Rick, it's great to be back in the booth. We've been off for a while, so there's no better way to get back in here and get this event shown to everybody. And like you said, what a great event! What a great cause in remembering Whaley and everybody involved here. Thank you to all together. We have a big field today here at Dega for the LG99 Dega 250. And yeah, we have a lot of practice time left, so sit tight, hang around. We got a lot of good racing today, and Rick, I'm excited to be back in the booth with you. We haven't been here in a second.
I know. It's really been a little bit of a break as our leagues take a well-deserved holiday break between they're wrapping up, somewhat similar to NASCAR itself, between that end of November and then the kickoff sometime in January, and we get that chance to spend time with our families, but at the same time being able to do something like this for to be able to honor somebody who has been a long time iRacing racer and a good friend is just fabulous. So we're gonna bring a few folks over the next 15 or 20 minutes in the booth and tell some stories, and then we'll get on to qualifying. We have over 53 entries in today's race. So, and we'll get to the details in just a bit. So let me try and see if I can reach out to Jimmy Crow and bring Jimmy Crow into the broadcast booth here and talk a little bit about today's event. Jimmy, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. So we are super excited here, Jimmy. We just kind of gave a brief overview, but you knew LG, and if you could maybe give our watchers and listeners a little bit of background as to this event, and more importantly, why this came together.
Well, LG, he's a legend in life, and he's a legend on iRacing. Before I met LG, he was known on iRacing for building awesome truck setups and winning races and all of that. So he was a legend before we met him. Well, I was hosting rooms, and Tony Wright brought him to my rooms, and he enjoyed it. He started racing with us every day, him and his team. They taught a lot of us how to super speedway race, and they had it all down pat. And so this race is for him. He has multiple friends throughout the community, and I wish he was here. I hope it's a good show, and I appreciate everybody coming out and racing. There's people mad that couldn't get in, but I mean I can't help it. We can't run 90 truck, but. Yeah, I appreciate everybody.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to get the entire field's names read off before the green flag drops with 53 entries, but we will do our best.
Oh, I appreciate you doing this. Again, I appreciate all the drivers, like say his team, 21, 17, 26, Jason Beach, Mike Hauser, Tony Wright, man, legendary team. You got teams nowadays where people complain to me, oh, you got them in the race. Oh, well, that was happening back then when I was doing my hosted rooms. Oh, you got them in there. And, them two teams had one thing in common. They were kicking butt and taking names. And
I'm going to see if I can bring those three guys into the booth with us here and see if we can grab them real quick. Bear with us here. All right, I think I've been able to pull them all into the broadcast booth. Guys, can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
All right. So welcome to the broadcast booth, guys. We're happy to be here, both John and myself. Jimmy's joined us here, and we're just letting our viewers know a little bit about LG and just some stories and some history, and who best to know him and talk about him than you guys. So what I've got here is I've got Jason Beach, I've got Tony Wright, and Michael Hauser in the broadcast booth with us, and they've been teammates for years. They were with LG. So guys, you're welcome to jump in. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you. This is Jason Beach. I'll jump in here. First off, let me just say thanks to you all for putting this on. It's a really cool deal a year after LG's passing, and Jimmy, appreciate all your work for putting it on as well. I'll say just a couple things about LG. I met him online my very first day in iRacing over a decade ago, and then a couple years later I met him in person. He was an absolute legend on iRacing, and I would tell you he was an even better person in the game of life. He was incredibly kind to me and my family. As I think about him, he was quick-witted, had a super generous heart, willing to help anybody, whether it was in iRacing or like I said, just generally in life. And I'm reminded by a story I tell you around specifically the 21 and the 17 that are in here, and they may tell a slightly different version of this story, but LG was super quick-witted, and LG and I would do SuperSpeedway racing, and we'd always run into the 17 and the 21, and every single time we'd whip them, and LG decided to help him, and against my advice, decided to help him. But we all got together and spent a lot of years racing together, so we certainly miss the old man.
Yeah, this is Tony. I like to follow up on that. I never got a chance to meet LG, but I felt like I knew him, felt like I'd met him just online, because, we talked, text, family stuff. He'd talk to you about, if you told him something was going on in your family, he wanted to talk about it. But he sure loved iRacing. He sure loved talking to everybody on it, and he loved getting together, and like Beach just said, that they wanted to whoop us, and they didn't always get us, but he just enjoyed talking to everybody, and he just wanted to help them and make them better, even down to, when he done iRacing setups, he would help you out and work with you. But he could turn around and beat you with whatever he told you he gave you, and that's what was so funny about it. But miss him and had a blast with him. It's not been the same, not hearing him, but we'll carry on, and appreciate you guys carrying it on like this, and especially Jimmy. He really liked Jimmy and liked to talk about Jimmy and help him along. So, but that's about it. So appreciate you guys.
No, well, we really appreciate that. It's always great, especially on this platform. As it grows and grows, there's always those special people that you encounter that make a difference in your life. And it just happens to be here on this platform. But when it can cross over into real life, as you guys were saying, and that's just an amazing part of what this community can bring to you.
Yeah, this is Hauser. Me and LG got on iRacing about the same time, I think the same month. But I started running, and I'd see him in races, get behind him. And me and Tony were running KMA, and they had a set change, different big new build. And we were leading the points. And I asked LG, I said, how about helping us with the set? He said, I ain't going to help you. He said, but I'm going to turn you on to somebody who will. And he got Beach. And anyway, we ended up winning the championship. But we just always ended up with getting super speedway races. And hell, at the end, it come down to me and Tony and Jason and LG. Tony always pushed me, Jason always pushing LG, and it was just us every time. And then one day we all started working together, and it's been that way ever since. And we've had a hell of a good time. I mean, I've laughed so much in team speak, it's just unreal. But LG's, he meant a lot to me.
Well, we appreciate your comments and certainly helping others to kind of get a feel for the memory that LG has left behind in your hearts. So certainly appreciate it. We're looking forward to today, guys. It's going to be a lot of folks out there racing, and yourselves included. It's going to be a full field.
No, we appreciate it. It'll be a lot of fun. Thanks a lot for putting it on, guys.
Yeah,
You
thank
got
y'all
it.
for calling it. Thank y'all for racing, and appreciate y'all. I'm gonna hop out of here and holler at the drivers real quick. And again, thank you to everybody watching, and thank you to everybody, and thank you to LG.
You got it. All right, guys. Thanks. Good luck
Thanks, Jimmy.
today.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
All right, John, there you go. A couple of folks who knew LG, former teammates, able to come here and give a little bit about themselves and just a little bit about what he meant to them. So that's just amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool to hear the stories, and that's what, we all try to find here in life, is connecting with individuals and the impact that certain people can make. And here we are, in the first annual LG99, and LG obviously made a huge impact on not only us, but everybody that he had worked with and brought along the way, and teammates. And so it's cool hearing those stories, and that's what these events are for, to carry on that legacy, carry on what he was able to do, and making sure we can continue to do that. So we appreciate everybody coming into the booth. That was really awesome to hear all those stories. And we may see them at the front of the field. It sounds like they're pretty good as a team, so we'll see how they end up there, Rick.
Yeah, speaking of that, I think we've got another guy in the booth with us. That's Gabe Butler. Gabe, can you hear us?
I can, yeah.
Gabe, welcome to the broadcast booth. We figured we'd try to grab you before we started. Obviously, a lot of history here with yourself, and obviously you are a 3-time Super Speedway League champion and 5-time champion, I think, as part of the Boot Knocker group. What are you looking forward to today?
I'm just looking forward to a good race and just kind of, maintain LG's legacy here of super speedway racing. Him and his crew, they kind of brought team racing to the forefront. So you got a lot of good, strong teams in here today. So it'll be interesting to see what way it turns out.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this. As we were saying earlier, it's been a while since we've been back in the broadcast booth with the break for the holidays, but no better way to do that than to get in a super speedway event with 53 other cars, or trucks out there.
Yeah, it's a really big field, so it's gonna be, you're gonna have to pick your way through it. So, like I said, we'll see what happens, and I think everybody in here is just hoping for a really good race. And like I said, it's a pretty stacked field, so you might see a lot of aggression, or you might not. But I'm thinking there's probably going to be a lot of aggression in here.
Well, and that's the other part. I was trying to see if I could pull Dude Conrad in here as well to talk. I don't think I can see him in Discord, but you got 53. Well, that's the entries that are there. I'm not sure exactly how much will actually wind up logging in, but up to potentially 53 entries. It's so easy to make a mistake, and with only one quick repair, those big events could happen rather quickly.
They could, and if they do, and the field is packed up with that amount of drivers, you're going to get, probably a lot of casualties in it. But the fact that it's one fast repair, that might temper it down a little bit. But again, it's super speedway, so you never know. Things happen really quickly.
They sure do. All right, I know there's only 6 minutes left, I guess, before qualifying. We'll let you go and get you back to your Discord channel. We appreciate you, and hey, maybe at the end we'll be talking again to you.
We'll see what happens, but it's great hearing from you again, my friend.
You got it. Thanks. All right, folks, that's Gabe Butler, part of the Boot Knocker group. Just a tremendous group of racers here. And as Gabe indicated, and you heard earlier, John, there's a lot of guys here with humongous I ratings.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of wild to see. I mean the field is spread out all that you can see, but I mean you got 5,400, you got 46,
Go to
41,
Sebastian Marin.
82, yeah,
82, 89. That's just.
I mean we've talked about him before. I remember calling a lot of his races, and he
yeah.
always ends up at the front. Rick, he's always there. He's currently running in the 13th spot on the board. Time-wise, obviously, practice is a lot different. But you got a lot of guys in here that are just so experienced. They know how to get it done. They know how to keep it at the front, and that's how you increase your I rating, is staying up in the front and doing it consistently. I mean, 8,200 I rating, you are putting yourself near the best of the best. So it's incredible to see a lot of guys, still strong 37s, 25s, 27s. It's pretty strong up here in the field. Exactly.
But
a lot of talent.
At the same time, you've got guys. Again, we talk about Sebastian Marin at 82, 89, and you've got guys down there in the in the hundreds. So there's a wide range of talent here that's going to be here. And interesting, this track, you can be solid 3 wide all the way back and just running as a humongous pack.
Oh yeah, I mean if we get close to what we expect to get, if we get anywhere near 50 cars, you could be looking at like 15 or 16 rows of 3 in cars or 3 trucks rather, 3 abreast for numerous rows back. So you could have the big one, like Gabe was mentioning before, and you could have a lot of damaged race cars early on. So I'm very curious to see how this race is going to play out. 99 laps here at Talladega. They can go by somewhat, slow, but once they get to the end, it's going to be a wild race. And we got about, 3.5 minutes left before we get underway with qualifying, a 5-minute qualifying session, 1 lap. And then we have that 99 lap main event here for the First Annual LG99 Dega 250. Rick, what's your strategy? What would you do? Stay in the back? Oh, looks like somebody just blew an engine.
Yeah, I don't frankly know. I would just do my best to try and stay out of trouble. Speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about what the race is for today.
Sure. So 99 laps, like I mentioned before, 74% fuel. So they will have to come down 1 fast repair. That is the big key here. I think that could be something that could get some drivers in a little bit of trouble. Unlimited tires, not really going to need them unless you slide a lot. And then 2 green-white checkers. So we have to keep in mind when those are going to come out, what that looks like. I'll have that ready for y'all. But it looks like a nice, cool, lovely day. No humidity here in Talladega. Temperature is a little bit hot for the track. 65 degrees outside, 105 on the track temp. But either way, perfect day for some good old racing at Talladega.
Yeah, this should be just an amazing event, like we said. So there's a lot of guys here who are out there drafting, and we're just kind of looking at practice now with only a couple of minutes left here, just watching these guys drafting. And you can see, as we are, just how tight they're running. And, when we get to the race, you will see them 3 wide. I'm going to guess that we'll be 3 wide. If we're not into turn 1, we're definitely coming out of turn 2 and on the backstretch.
Oh yeah, you're going to have, with right now, 30 plus cars on the board. More are probably going to file in here as the race gets closer to the start. You're going to have those guys that want to go to the front. You're going to have those guys that want to go to the back. I think, it's going to be a mix of what do you do? It's a long race. It's for, a good cause. So obviously everybody wants to be there at the end to put on a good show, but you obviously want to, do, or maybe not do that, which could happen, where you have big runs. I think that's what I was actually going to lead into is big runs here at Talladega. If you get caught in the wrong lane, you could be out, pretty quick. But either way, it's a big field, Rick. I don't anticipate us not having a few big ones. So we'll see who's able to survive and make it to the end of this thing.
Yeah, absolutely looking forward to it. There's a lot of A lot of drama. Again, as we said earlier, the field is definitely stacked with some great racers out there. So, looking forward to it.
It's going to be pretty good. Yeah, we got about a minute left here, and right now on my tower, I am seeing close to 43 cars. Some have not made their way onto the track. About 34 have put up a time, and about 10 have not. So we're at 44 cars here at Talladega. Trucks, rather.
So there are some familiar faces if you've watched some of the Super Speedway King events on our IWM Broadcast Network. So you got the Groover brothers, both Seth and Patrick, who have both entered. That's, I believe, right now. Patrick Groover, that's on the track now. We've seen them race. Very good, very aggressive racers. They're both in the mid 3,000s. Patrick's like 3,700. Definitely seen them before. I guess a lot of guys right now have come in, taken a quick break before we go, and there is a practice session has now wrapped up, and that puts us right into qualifying.
Yeah, it's here we go. And as you mentioned, looking at some of the names here on the entry sheet, you got Kenneth McCullough Jr. I've raced with him before. Great super speedway racer. You obviously have Gabe Butler in the field. You obviously have Jason Beach, all those guys, and Brian Rainville we've talked about, Della Vecchia we've talked about before. A lot of great super speedway drivers here, and I think it's some of the best of the best. I know McCullough's very strong. Had a 1900 I rating, but that does not. I think he's a much better super speedway driver than a 1900. Obviously, that's all ovals, but he's somebody to look out for. But we got everybody should be locked in now. Got some cars on track, and could you not qualify? Do you want to maybe go to the back and hang around? I mean, that's not a terrible strategy when you have 40 plus cars on the track.
Well, there's 99 laps, one fast repair. The key, as we've always talked about, is you have got to stay out of trouble. And
you do.
Going to the back puts 40 plus racers in front of you. I'm not sure how much out of trouble going to the back actually gets you, because unlike most mile and a half or shorter tracks, this is a super speedway. Without 2 or 3 other cars with you, you are going to get lapped.
Yeah, and that's the biggest concern. You have two the risk and you have the reward. So the risk about starting in the back is, like you said, if you get out of that draft, you're going to get a lap down. But the reward is, if there's a big wreck, you may not get driven into the backup, which is the biggest risk that you have if you're in the middle of a pack. The guy behind you can't see what's going on in front of you. He gets into you, and everybody's wrecking. So, it's that risk for reverse reward, and kind of that chance you play. You roll the dice and see where you end up.
So pretty much a good bit of the field right now is on track. Right now we're just grabbing, we picked one driver, Cody Nagels here, and he is out there qualifying now. Well, as soon as he's done, we'll try to grab another event once he posts a time. You're seeing the first time up by Charles Johnson. That is a 55:49. If you watched some of the previous times posted during practice, you saw in the 50s, 50-point XX, because that is they were there and they were drafting. So there's 5 or 6 seconds per lap difference between you as a driver and you as a qualifier.
Right now we're getting all these guys. Somebody doing a little bit of spin.
That's the 42 of Andrew Navarro, dirt tracking through. I think he had already put up his time. He's now on the top of the leaderboard with the 55:46. You've got Sebastian Marin, who has just also put up, well, he's out on the track right now. I'm not sure he's put up time quite yet. You've got Steve Korosek right now showing in the number 2 position.
Yeah, you got a lot of strong guys up at the top here. Looks like half the field has put in a lap, half the field hasn't. You have some guys that are near the bottom that are starting to make their way on.
So laps are beginning to come through and populate in the tower.
It looks like Sebastian Marin on my side looks like he went to P2. Looks like the tower is finally catching up just a little bit, but he went to P2 on my end with a 55.471, right behind Andrew Navarro.
Yeah, I think
And
with
Rick,
all the drama, we're just a little bit behind currently on our tower right now. So
yeah, and as we were talking about iRating, Rick, we were saying that these guys are in the 8200s to 7300s. Top two guys right now have an average iRating of 7700, which is just absolutely incredible. So Andrew Navarro, Sebastian Marin up there. You got Korosek, Niegels, and Johnson rounding out your top five at the current moment based off of the tower. Waiting for some final numbers to come in. We got about 10 seconds left here in qualifying. We have one car, Craig White, who is about to hit the line. Will he make it? It just hit 5. He may have gotten it in. I'm not sure. It looks like qualifying has wrapped up.
all right, we're waiting for our overlay to update. There's the field is beginning to populate now. We'll try to get you a starting grid momentarily.
Alrighty.
Bear with us as we get to the front of the grid. And
Sure. Yeah, here we go.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the first annual LG99 Dega 250, presented by Levy Designs, you have Andrew Navarro starting in P1 with Sebastian Marin starting in second. Steve Korosek in third with Hunter Reynolds starting in fourth. Kenneth Picola Jr. starting in fifth with Cody Neagle starting in sixth. Charles Johnson in seventh. Gabe Butler in eighth. Vincent Guerrero starting in ninth. And Matthew Baker starting in 10th.
Yeah, and folks, if we butcher the name, it's nothing personal. We're just doing our best based on the vast amounts of folks in this event. So sitting at 11th, you've got Dude Conrad. 12th is Jason Beach. In 13th, Michael Hauser. You heard him in the booth talking with us. Justin Mills in 14th. Joe Delavecchia in 15th. Richard Sanchez in 16th. Jimmy Crawford in 17th. Tony Wright in 18th. David Bond in 19th. And Kitty Engstrom in 20th.
21st, you have Tom Dixon in the 411, Les Levi starting in 22nd, James Mayer starting in 23rd, with Patrick Groover starting in 24th, Eric Laurie in 25th, with Noel Coers starting in 26th, Jimmy Reynolds out there in 27th, Seth Groover in 28th.
Oh, well, I don't know what just happened with our grid, but there we go.
And it's back. And in 29th, Michael Howlett. And rounding out your top 30, Harold Decker.
Something happening with that broadcast. We'll see if we can figure that out. In 31st, James Randall. 32nd, Rick Seabrans. 33rd is John Ward. Kenneth Mixel in 34th. Aubrey Thompson in 35th. Craig White in 36th. 37th, Robert Bears. 38th, Robbie Singleton. 39th, Dan Janin. 40th, Mark Mann. 41st, Ernie Williams. 42nd, Jimbo Lacerdo. That's probably a mistake. Brian Rainville in 43rd. Bob Fitzgerald in 44th. And 45th, Dean Wilkinson. So 45 entries.
45 cars here on the track here at Talladega. It's going to be a wild event here. Not sure what's going on with the current cars, and what we are experiencing is blinking. It may be due to the car count, Rick. I'm not really sure, but that should be cleared up fairly soon.
Yep, not exactly sure why. We're just working with what we've got, so we'll do our best. But yeah, we definitely have A lot of blinking going on.
It may just be due to the number of cars we have on the track, Rick. I mean, with 45 cars, that's larger than any average field on iRacing. So you're experiencing probably some of that as we see the pace car drop down.
Are you seeing it on your end as well, John?
I am only seeing it on the broadcast side. I'm not seeing it on iRacing. It may be due to the field size. That's my only question with everything else going on with the overlays. But either way, we have green flag racing out at Talladega for the first annual LG99 Dega 250.
I have no idea what's going on. We'll do our best to try and mitigate it as best we can.
May need to adjust how many cars are being viewed iRacing side. So you can do you change that in your graphics.
Yep.
That's my only thought on that one, because 45 cars is a lot of cars.
Right. So, folks, we're going to just do a pause screen. We'll be right back, and hang with us. All right, thank you all for bearing with us here. We've had definitely some technical issues here in the booth, but we figured out a way to make this work. Bear with us. We don't have a lot of camera control or replays, but we didn't lose a heck of a lot of time. Apologies to everybody, but we are back. So this is lap 13. While we were gone, there was a caution. Can't tell you what happened. What I do know is Steve Korosek is out in front and leading this race. He's got the 510 of Sanchez right there behind him, and the 5 of Baker to the outside.
Right now we have what looks like a field of really, like not a one-car field almost, but or one field rather. We have a big pack here that's separated basically the field a little bit.
John, it may just be our graphics, and you look on your side, is it really just these cars, or is it because of our adjustments we can't see the rest of the field right now?
It looks like some of our adjustments we cannot see the back about 5 or 6 cars of this pack. Because it looks like this pack up here has roughly 26 cars, and that is definitely not showing 26 right there. And because we have a second pack that's further on back about 4 seconds.
All right, we'll do our best to make it happen. Bear with us here. As always, we're kind of at the mercy of the software that is presenting it right now. We've got a little bit of a glitch between our broadcast software and the and iRacing. Oh, a turn right up front. Big wreck up front.
Big one in the front, and that's our second big wreck. Cars turning again. Remember, we have a second field that's going to be behind this one that is slowly behind. That's going to start to populate in. Cars still wrecking out in turn 1 and 2. Big pile up.
Well, there's no caution. Is there caution out?
Caution. Yep, caution is out on the track. Lap timer or track counters have not updated. It is lap 16 of 99.
Yeah, bear with us here. We're kind of at the mercy of our software. We may just bring that software back up and make some changes and go back.
Looks like we're going to have to, because Andrew Navarro was involved in that incident. He was shown at 6th.
Yep, Steve Korosek is showing out front. Gabe Butler is showing in second. Dude Conrad in third. Richard Sanchez in fourth. Patrick Groover is showing in fifth. Eric Laurie in sixth. Kenneth McCullough in seventh. Tony Wright in eighth. Hunter Reynolds in 9th. And Michael Hauser is showing in 10th.
That's our second wreck of the event. First one, there was a big pileup that we obviously could not cover due to some tech difficulties, but we got that one in. Half the field is currently being shown. And we got a lot of guys about to come down pit road, Rick. Lap 17 of 99 complete here in the LG99 Dega 250.
All right, bear with us here. We are dealing with obviously some technical issues.
Gas and go for a lot of guys. So 27 of Korosek still out front. followed by Gabe Butler, Dude Conrad, Richard Sanchez, Eric Laurie, Kenneth McCullough Jr., Hunter Reynolds, Michael Hauser, Jimmy Reynolds, Jimmy Crawford, and John Ward rounding out your top 10. We also got a comment, Rick, that volume is down as well.
Yeah, well, we didn't. Volume is definitely. Talking about the actual cars, volume is a little low. We can boost it up a little bit right now. It's just part of our troubleshooting. We're trying to figure things out.
We appreciate everybody sticking on board and hanging on with us for this one. Just with the large field at hand, iRacing sometimes can overload servers. And
So what we figured out is that iRacing is functioning good. Unfortunately, it's dumping a lot of information into our broadcast software application, and unfortunately, that is not going so well.
No, it's not liking it. And like I think it's the field size and mixed with that, and trying to keep up with everything, all the moves, all the deltas, all the positions. You see that happen right there, where everything starts to blink like a Christmas tree. I mean, it is Christmas time, Rick.
Yeah, this is not the way we like to show it. So
no, not at all, not at all.
So as soon as we disable our broadcast software, a couple things happen. One, that legacy banner across the top and the tower to the left there, that's going to stay up, but unfortunately it won't update because it's not getting information from the software. Unfortunately, once we open up that software, it will update the documentation, but it'll look like I don't know what you call it.
I'm not sure. What we do know is we've got cars on the track. I mean, I think the only thing we can do is adjust some settings to maybe see if we can get the whole field in without the overlays on, and that way we get the full field going, because I still am showing right now only one car is out of the race. Jason Beach, 8 laps down. Everybody is still there, which means that's 44 cars that are still alive in this event.
Yep.
We have some time under caution if you want to maybe see if we can make that adjustment, get this whole field shown, and be on our way.
All right, we'll try to make an adjustment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're back to racing here. Just ignore the yellow flag in the banner there. We are back to green flag racing. We wanted to make some technical adjustments so we could at least see the full field, and we are able to bring that to you.
Yeah, full field is now being shown. Just got the green flag. We already have a third lane being formed on the outside, about 15 cars back, and there's all those beautiful trucks, 44 trucks here at Talladega. like you said, Rick, at the beginning of the show, 3 wide is going to be the name of the game. Who's going to do it? We saw some guys there in the top line trying to make that work, and it didn't really happen. We shall see. And right now, to give you a running order, we have Gabe Butler out front, Korsek second, Conrad in third, Sanchez in fourth, Laurie in fifth, McCullough in sixth, Reynolds, Hauser, Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, that is, and Jimmy Crawford round out your top 10. Try to give you some of those updates as best as we can, and those are at the last timing due, which is the start-finish line. That is when that is going to update. You will not see that on the left-hand side. We'll have to report that manually.
Sorry, we just did a refresh so we could refresh that information. It won't be correct past this point, but at least it's reasonable to that point. So
it does look like it's a stagnant yellow flag.
All right. So again, thanks for hanging on. We're doing our best, and that outside line has formed up.
Outside line has formed up with the 33 of David Bond. Right behind him, you have the 92 machine of John Ward. And we are 3 by 3 here at Talladega, and you can do this. Now, Rick, the last time we saw this, I know it wasn't shown. The last time we saw this, it was under our first break due to some technical difficulties. Things got a little hairy when it comes to pushing, so could we see that happen again as they go into the corner? I don't know, but it's tight.
Well, that's what we've seen before. We've seen it's so simple to make a mistake here. It's very easy to make a mistake, and especially with the way these guys are dicing it up, we can call out who's in what lane and where, but about 2 seconds later, that's all going to change. So the 88 of Gabe Butler is right there, leading that lower line. In my opinion, that's like the safest place to be. He's got Dude Conrad right behind him.
And up to the top side, that is Kenneth McCullough, the driver I've raced against on super speedways. He knows how to get it done there in that 03 Georgia machine. So we'll see what happens. The middle lane has started to dissipate a little bit, but here comes now, that is the 62 machine down to the middle lane to kind of save that one. That 62 machine driven by, I believe that is Les Levy. So see what he's able to do there in the middle. But yeah, Rick, it's tough. That low line is where you'd want to be. Middle lane, you have nowhere to go. Side lane, nowhere to go if something happens. You just hope and pray that nobody slides up into you. Oh, and we got a little bit tight racing there in the middle lane.
Yeah, you saw that 5'10" of Sanchez came down. Oh, McCullough he came down as well. He's got the 88 of Gabe Butler behind him. So you saw McCullough on the outside lane. He came all the way down.
Yep, and the 38 just did the same thing. That is the 38 of Aubrey Thompson. All the way from 35th to the lead now. In that black 38 on the bottom lane. Middle lane driven by the 27 of Steve Korsek. Outside lane of the 92, or the 92 machine. That is John Ward. So right now, like you said, everything is going to be changing in the blink of a second. And there goes 92 to the middle lane, trying to block. 25 laps in, so we've got to make that clear. We're about to approach lap 26 of 99. We'll update you every 5 or 10 laps, so you'll be in touch with what current lap we are on.
Thanks again for tuning into the IWM Broadcast Network. We wish we were clear of technical difficulties. We are not, but we are making do the best we possibly can to still bring this event to you. We are at the mercy of the software. You just saw the 27, I think, move up to the outside.
Yep, Steven Korsek up to the high side there, trying to get a run to get back up to this lead, but we are still 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by, I can't even count that far back. Just a big field here, But you're starting to see some of these guys, start to fade back just a little bit. This big pack we're looking at is full of about 29 cars. We have a second pack that is 2 seconds behind the leader. That's about 15 cars. So, a third of the field is not even involved in this because of the fact that, something could happen. Something very well could happen here when 3 lanes of traffic are being taken up by only 2 lanes of racing service, as you notice right there, by these trucks.
So there's another interesting factor here is that iRacing released a massive update to this platform just a few days ago.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that could have a major impact on these cars, on the server itself, the software, everything involved. So we saw some major changes. I think it's one of the biggest ones they've released in a while. So specifically graphics related. So that could very well play into a factor here.
But there was also a change, John, if I read the notes correctly, to the way that the tires are on these super speedways, the damage model, the wear, and how the heat affects the tires as well. So and traction. So that could all play into what we're seeing.
Oh yeah, sure, it definitely could. And right now we're seeing a little bit of that at play. I mean, we already saw some guys. It looks like you can move around fairly easily here, but on older tires, on tires that are 30, 40 laps old, is the temperature going to be so built up in that and then the wear is going to be where it is. Are you going to slip and slide when you're going 180 miles an hour around Talladega? So we'll see, but we were 2x2x2. Oh, block. 4 wide. 4 wide going to the turn wide.
Oh, well, he's found the place to slip back in there.
Thank goodness.
That was the 6, I think, of Cody Nagels.
It was. It definitely wasn't. And, it could work. 4 wide can work in these trucks, but you have to hold a pretty line to be, a little bit of a push there from the 92 to the 27. Outside lines, still trying to get something going. Nobody really truly committed to it. On basically a 2-lane race right now, led by the 27, of course, at the bottom, and the 92, John Ward, I believe. We're at lap 30, just crossed lap 30 here. 69 laps to go. We will have to come down pit road. 74% fuel. They will have to come down probably twice, maybe 3 times. But I'm assuming 2 more times. Yep.
Yeah, we did see that strategy earlier where you saw that bit of a wreck. They all came down, topped off with fuel, and then back at it.
Oh, we're wrecking in 3. But they all kept to the bottom. Of caution flag is out. Caution flag is out for this one.
All right, caution's out here. We'll be right back, and we'll see if we can tweak a little bit something while we're off in the break. We'll be right back. Bear with us. All right, welcome back and bear with us here. We are on lap 32 under caution. So here's the story, folks. Our SDK software platform, which we use for broadcasting and have broadcasted well over 100 events each and every year, right now is not doing well with the number of cars on the track. We've set it up to have all cars, and be able to show everything on the track. It's just not working out, and it is what it is. So we're gonna try and figure out a best fix for this. And right now, the fix is to just focus on the action on the track. We'll disable our telemetry. In fact, we're leaving up the sponsor, which is Levy Designs, his logo up there, and obviously it's the LG 99. It's here, so we're doing our best to keep those graphics in place, but at the same time, we have to disable our telemetry, which is what is killing the broadcast.
Yep. Hate that we have to do it, but with 45 cars, it's a lot of data. It's a lot of data to process, and between the servers and everything, this is the best we can do. So right now we are on lap 33 of 99, a third of the way through here. We are getting the green flag this time by, and currently on track we have 43 cars that are specifically on the lead lap. 2 are a lap down. That's Noel Coers at 1 lap down, and Jason Beach 22 laps down.
All right, and we're doing our best to. I may have to jump in and make a quick change to the graphics, and it's gonna. I need to jump ahead and grab our leader. We are back under green.
Green flag 34 of 99 complete here.
We're on board with Korosek right now. And a number of guys in all the drama during that last pit stop, you will have seen that they come back down pit road and they top off their fuel tanks to get every ounce of fuel back in there. At some point, there's a good chance it's going to stay green.
It could. We haven't had a long green flag stint. We've had about a caution every 10 laps with 3 cautions. Wow, trends just love to keep on happening, don't they? As we are getting some slightly updated settings fixed, so bear with us for 1 second. But right now, Steven Korosek out front, followed by the 92 of John Ward, 510 of Richard Sanchez. Those are your top 3 as you see him just passing by on the backstretch.
All right, that was ugly, but we're back to ignore the information from the towers. It's just not accurate. We're sorry, folks.
As that whole exchange was happening, though, the 510 got shuffled back. He's in the middle lane there in that orange car, so he's going to have, or orange truck rather, he's going to have to get some help. But it looks like that inside line has been the perfect line as of late.
'27 of Steve Korosek still shown as your leader. You got the 92 of Ward right there, followed by the 88 of Butler. To the outside, the 8 is there. That's Dude Conrad. You got the 071 behind him, giving him his push. That's Laurie.
Yep, and here comes that third lane all the way on the high side. Got
Up there.
4 trucks up there.
Definitely making up. And yeah, you see the 071 of Laurie decided, do I stay here? Do I move up? Do I block? But they've got a pretty good run.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to go now. Oh, he did it. And it may be 4 wide. Oh, that was close.
So you're seeing a huge shake-up here in the front pack as these leaders begin to swap lanes. I say leaders because any given moment it's going to be someone different. The 42 has got a huge run with the 6 of Nagels behind him.
That's Andrew Navarro up there in the 42. They're going to move down to the middle lane right in front of the 27 Coruscant, and here comes
that was
Nagels, I
Nagels.
believe.
Yeah, he dropped down to the low line. A little bit of wiggle, lots of movement going on there. This is one of those places where, if a wreck is going to happen, it's going to impact a lot of guys.
It 100% is.
But as we expected from the beginning, this field is stacked with talent. And we've got some great super speedway racing here amongst these drivers.
Oh yeah, with we are on lap 38 of 60, or 99 rather, so we are approaching close to 40 laps complete, almost halfway done when we get to lap 50. And we still have almost the entire field. That's out of 2 or 3 drivers that are still in the hunt here. See 2 distinct packs being formed right now.
Sorry, folks.
checking some processing speeds, making sure everything's running smoothly. But yeah, I mean, we have a full field here still with 2 distinct packs being run right now. You have about a pack of 27, and then you have a pack of about 15 there. And we've seen that throughout the entire race. You've seen this front pack and the back pack separated by about 4 to 5 seconds every single run. We'll see if that trend holds true. Oh, middle line's getting really squirrely there.
Yeah, I noticed in early we had some in-car cameras. There's a way more movement amongst these trucks than there has been in the past. I don't know whether that's the adjustments they've made, but they're not quite as steady dropping out of the turns and onto the straights as they have been in the past. Oh, right there, car on the wall, but he kept it together.
That's a 42. That is the 42 machine of Andrew Navarro. He is all the way down in the back, dropping back fast. You can't see it on our side. I see it on mine. He is out into the wall. He got I went back and looked at the replay there, Rick. Looks like what happened, he was behind the 27, went up to the second lane, right in front of the 8 car of, I believe that is Dude Conrad. Dude Conrad gave him a bump in the left rear that sent the 42 up into the wall. So, super speedways and off-centered bumps just don't work. We've seen that in Cup cars. We've seen that in Xfinity. It doesn't really matter. If you don't push that car just right, you can send them up into the wall. Not on purpose by any means, of course, but it can happen to anybody.
All right, they've settled down a bit, this pack. There's still 3 wide here. That outside lane's beginning to reform. That's the 23 on that outside lane. That's Sebastian Marin. We talked about him in the pre-race broadcast.
I'm not shocked.
If we go back, and look at historically what we've seen in previous leagues and events, Sebastian's one of those guys where he kind of lurks in the back and finds his right time and then charges right up to the front.
Yeah, his methodology behind super speedway racing is incredible. He knows exactly when to make moves. His iRating and his experience about what we've even watched him do here on iRacing is impeccable. It's great to see. So he's up there in the high line trying to make it work, getting the push from the 5. as we are now approaching lap 43. So 43 of 99 complete. As you know, it says 35 of 99 and 65 to go. That is not accurate. Software. You're just now joining us, but here comes now 27 blocking that middle lane. Will he go to the high side? No, he does not. Sebastian Marin now getting a great run on the high side.
He's got a great push behind him from the 5. 54 behind him, and the 23 drops completely down in front of the 8. Big push by the 071. Keeps that center line relevant right now, but it is tight racing. These guys are bumper to bumper and door to door. I watch these guys flirt with that yellow line where that apron meets the racing surface. And it's so easy to upset that truck.
Absolutely. I mean, it's dangerous, especially. Oh, was that a push or was that a move up to the middle lane by Sebastian Marin? I'm not really sure. He is now in the high lane. Yeah, that apron will get you every single time, and if you get that just right, you'll be spinning up into the end of the wall.
All right, thank you for tuning in for the First Annual LG99. We here at Talladega, brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network. We will apologize. Unfortunately, this is on us. Whether it's on our software, but it doesn't matter. This is our broadcast, and we're not doing our best job, but we're doing the best we can right now to bring you this event live as it happens here. We hope that we had a better package to bring to you, but again, we're making do with what we've got. And what you are seeing is some amazing racing. That 23 out to the outside, and 27 at Corsic. Corsic's been leading pretty much the whole race to this point, but and here we are, these two guys at the front, probably the best guys you want leading this kind of race.
For sure. I mean, we've seen time and time again that 23 car out front at super speedways, and you know that front 10, just to give you a rundown of your top 10 right now: Sebastian Marin, Steve Corsic, Duke Conrad, Eric Ford, Hunter Reynolds, Cody Nagels, Justin Mills, John Ward, Kenneth McCullough Jr., and Dave Butler. All those guys have vast super speedway experience, and they know how to navigate. I mentioned McCullough back in the pre-race, see what he's able to do, and obviously Sebastian Marin, the highest I rating in the field, he's leading the race for a reason, doing a great job. And also, Rick, I've noticed on a lot of these cars, looking at the 8 car, we'll see it on the hood. It says the LG99. That's obviously in honor of LG, who this race is run for, and a lot of these guys have some sort of sponsor or some sort of logo or graphic on their car showing respect and tribute to LG. So really cool seeing that among all these guys, and seeing that on the hood of the 8 car right there in the bottom lane.
Well,
He's looking to make his way.
A lot of jostling right now up at the front. We saw a number of positions change as late. Oh, it was an early contact right there. Big wreck.
Big wreck. Can't show it, but it's a big one. That's all I got to say.
Happened just behind the leaders, about 10 or 12 cars back.
So I'm going to get a little bit of a car count here. I'm going to display this so you can try to visualize this in your minds. I'm going to go back to where I think this happened. Where was this?
So we are under caution. We're going to try and see if we can get the field to correct itself here.
All right, so what happened, it looked like The 14 of Vincent Guerrero was getting a little bit of a push from the 32 machine of Seth Groover. That got sent down into the 38 of Aubrey Thompson. When that happened, Aubrey Thompson then flipped the 03 in the left rear. That sent all those cars up the track, right at the start-finish line. And it looks like it collected about 6 to 8 cars. Some cars involved on the apron. Seth Groover, one of the main ones involved here. Looks like you have the 32. You have Aubrey Thompson involved. You got Kenneth Mikesell involved. You got the 808 of Robert Bears involved. 03 involved in this one as well. A lot of different cars involved in this one, Rick.
Well, the field is finally caught back up to the pace car. The 23 of Sebastian Marin is there, waiting for that pace car to get in front of him. Then those guys can begin to form up. I expect we'll see pretty much the entire field back onto pit road, if nothing else, to top off their fuel.
And that lap counter in the top left-hand corner is accurate. We are on lap 49 of 99, so we are just now at halfway.
Well, as you're seeing, you've got the 23 of Sebastian Marin, who is running up front. The 27 of Korosek is right there. You've got the 126 of Reynolds behind, and the 6 of Cody Nagels right there. It's if you had asked me, based on broadcasting these same drivers in a previous in another league in the Super Speedway Kings, those guys were always consistently, Gabe Butler as well, always top 10 up front. Those are the guys you expect to see.
Every single time. I mean, every single time, Rick. I mean, without a doubt, they were not battling up there in the front. They were at least in contention at some point in the day. So pretty impressive to see that transpire over here today at Talladega.
Well, again, we appreciate you tuning in, and for those who have stayed with us through these trials and tribulations of our software issue here, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. And, we're out here for a reason. It's not just, we're not here to for anything else than to celebrate the life of LG Whaley, who passed away a year ago. And as you heard some of the guys in the pre-race, that LG was pretty instrumental in their lives and their racing experience here on the platform, and it certainly was appreciated. So, and they're out here to celebrate that time spent with him.
Exactly, and it's been great to hear all the stories from the beginning, of our broadcast, and hear what all those great drivers had to say about him. So. Gotta love that, and couldn't do it without the help of Jimmy Crow and everybody involved here. So we're very much appreciative of them allowing us to showcase this event. We appreciate everybody tuning in and bearing with our technical difficulties at the beginning, but we're here. We got the race, and we're going to catch the back half of this one, which should be a good one. So,
yeah, we're trying to check in with the. Some of the guys who we spoke to earlier, that was Michael Hauser and Tony Wright, just see how they're progressing through. But I think they may have been caught up in some of that earlier drama and have wound up towards the back of the field.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, so Tony Wright, he is there in 21st. Speaking, let's go through the field a little bit. Gabe Butler there, he's in 8th. Jason Beach is in 40 laps down. He was one of the first guys to get out.
Michael Hauser.
Yep, Mike Hauser, he is there in 24th. So it's a big field.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, you're correct. Well, we're halfway, just past the halfway mark here. We appreciate again you tuning into the IWM Broadcast Network of the first annual LG99 Dega 250, and we're about to go back to green.
Yeah, we are about to go green flag racing here.
Sebastian Mirren is the control car.
Alrighty, green flag back in the air here at Talladega. Got a good jump from the outside of the 27 of Corsac. Nice push from the 6 of Niggles as we dive down into turn 1.
Great restart for that outside line. That is so odd that you see that happen like that, but that's just a testament to those drivers. Again, ignore that yellow. That is from the previous yellow flag, and our graphics are stuck, so there's that.
Yeah, bear with us. We promise. These guys are not, driving at 180 miles an hour under caution. That'd be a little bit hectic. But right now we see Sebastian Mirren out front in the bottom lane of that 23 truck, and in the outside lane, the 27 Corsac.
Looks like there's a few drivers there trying to take that, poke their nose out, possibly see about starting up a third line.
Oh, hold on to her. Got a little loose there. Able to hold on, but that's going to shake up the field. Got a little contact.
That's Reynolds. A little door-to-door there. As I said earlier, coming out of these corners, it is so easy. There's a lot more movement than there has been in the past. 62 has poked his nose out. He's on that outside. Going to start up that third lane.
Got a bump. It's not on center. Is it going to stick? It was okay. Those bumps are getting a lot more aggressive.
Big push by the 23. Pushing the 27 of Corsac. That's a scary combination. Those two guys are great racers.
Oh, yes.
Third lane's got a couple more takers. Nagel's in that outside right now. Outside could be middle. Oh, the 27 jumps up. Good side-by-side action here. Still only 3 guys in that outside lane. No other help. They're going to need some more help. Oh, there we are. We just broke apart, and look at that.
Here comes the 2. That is the 2 of Mills up to the high side. See what he's able to do. It's getting a little bit risky here with some of these bumps. They're very aggressive, especially coming out of the corner. Is somebody going to get loose? That is what I'm going to pay attention to. We are on lap 55 of 99, so 44 to go. Now it looks like we have a 3-row breakaway at the front of the field. 3x3x3. Front to back. left to right. Oh, contact made. As there is now only one Rick up at the high side. That is the 2 of Mills. Now we have a little bit more of a shakeup. He drops down. Now we got 2 more jumping to the high side. So we are now approaching lap 57. 57 to go here in tonight's 99 lap race. Sebastian Marin is now in second with the 27 out front. Korosek. Your top 10 as it stands. It's probably going to change before I get into the next corner. Steve Korosek in first. Cody Nagels in second. Sebastian Marin in third. Joe Delvecchia in fourth. Hunter Reynolds fifth. Justin Mills sixth. Duke Conrad seventh. John Ward eighth. Gabe Butler ninth. And Eric Corey in 10th in the 071. At this stage of the race, you're starting to see that backpack slowly start to come up to the front here with now 42 to go. Looks like everybody is within 3 seconds of each other.
Well, we've had some attrition, I'm sure, with all the. I guess we've had 3 major wrecks so far, and from attrition, what I'm saying is that since you do have 1 fast repair, once you get that once you use up that fast repair, you've got to really drive with some modicum of caution.
Sure, you have to. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the beast, and that's what we've seen here with some of these cars tonight. So these trucks today, rather. So we'll see who's able to make their way. Looking at the back of the pack here, we got some pretty big names, all the way back here. And looking at, Andrew Navarro all the way back there, 32nd, Hauser in third first. Got Kenneth McCullough there now breaking the top 10. So, a lot of these guys that are up there were at the front are not at the front now. So, but here's the biggest field we've had so far, I think.
Oh, big move. I think that was discretion is the better part of valor. The 2 of Mills basically drove down to the apron and just got out of it. A little bit of blinking there. Oh, that's us, I guess.
Yeah, don't really know why, but we're keeping on trucking down the road. As we are now approaching 40 laps to go. Just got to lap 60. And Rick, you can start to see all these guys are starting to make their way back up to the front. Could we see a 4th line start here up on the high side?
Well, that 3rd line is stacked up pretty tightly. There is room for a 4th, but it certainly is. It's hairy.
We are 3x3x3, still here at the front of the field, being led by the 27 of Korosek. Marin now to the bottom, but that 27 basically right along that line, trying to crouch that 23 down as low as he can to side draft, which is going to bring the high line down. When you get two trucks in one lane, that it's tight racing, and any small little hiccup is going to cause a big one. Rick, this is the biggest we've seen this field so far, and there is no give. We are almost 7 rows deep of 3 cars, so we have 21 cars within under a second of each other right now.
Great racing up front. Boy, I say up front, but it's 10 rows back. I mean, they're just I mean,
Yeah.
it's just 10 deep. You're nearly. You've got 24 cars, 24 trucks rather, running 3 lanes, door to door.
It's pretty impressive to watch too, seeing all these drivers.
John, where are we at
Doing
with
what they
laps?
can.
What lap are we on?
63 of 99.
Just 2/3 through this event. A long run of green flag laps so far. I say long, I mean it's 13, 14 laps, but with this many competitors on the track running this close and this competitive, things happen. We've always talked about that 10-10-10 rule. We'll see how that plays out here.
I mean, it's been pretty consistent tonight. I gotta say, it's been fairly true. The trends have been true. So we'll see what happens now at lap 64. So that means they're going to have to come down sometime between now and lap 99, obviously. But we got one more stop on the way, I believe coming sometime fairly soon.
'23 of Marin has moved up to that middle lane. You got, and just as I said, he slides back down in front of Reynolds. But that's fairly typical. That's what you've got to do if you're leading this race. You've got to be able to control what's happening behind you.
You do. You have to. You know, it's impressive, I gotta say, with these guys. They're able to run 3x3x3 for so long. Especially, I want to give a shout out to the middle lane. The middle lane's always the toughest because, especially if you're running maybe a single monitor, you have no idea where the truck on your left or your right is. No clue. You can only use your awareness and what you know about the trucks, where you know about where you are on the track and correlation. Big move there, about a 27 but you have to know exactly where you are. If not, you're going to cause a big one, and that middle lane has been great tonight.
All right, thank you for tuning in to the LG99 Dega 250 here. This is a tribute race to LG Whaley, who a good bit of these drivers are here that are here tonight have had relationships with and raced with him and were teammates with him, and we're here just to pay tribute to his life and legacy, especially here his time on the iRacing platform. We heard from a number of his teammates at the beginning in our pre-race event, and we certainly appreciate those who have stuck with us through the trials and tribulations of our software issues here. So yeah, you heard from Jason Beach, Tony Wright, Michael Hauser, then from Gabe Butler.
And we have a caution on the track. Don't mean to interrupt you, but we do have a caution, Rick. Not sure why.
All right, we'll do our best to try and figure out just what happened.
Yeah, Rick, you're spot on. You know, it was great to hear from everybody, and couldn't put on this event without everybody involved. So It's been great. Been a good one. Sharing our technical difficulties, and here we are.
Here we are. All right, so with just about 65 laps complete, is that
68. We are on lap 68.
Jeez. Caution is out. Leaders are catching up with the pace car, and we'll see pit stops momentarily.
Here comes everybody on pit road. This may be their last stop, Rick, with 30 to go.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You should be able to with 75% fuel. Looks like it's, for most of these drivers, it's fuel only. All right, so thanks again for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network of the First Annual LG99 Dega 250. And bearing with us, we're going to try and reset the graphics, and it will look bad, but bear with us here. Just trying to do this occasionally. Just like that.
There we go. Simple as that.
Yep, so that's about all you're going to get for the next 30 laps or so until the next caution comes out. But we'll do it one at a time here. Now Steve Korosek is shown as your leader. Sebastian Marin on the outside. Got Cody Nagels there showing in third. Della Vecchia in fourth. Reynolds in fifth. Conrad, Ward, Butler, Rainville, and McCullough is your top 10. Well, good to be back again, John. It's good to sit here in the booth with you, watch some drivers like this out here giving us a heck of a show.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fun one, and we've seen a lot of action. We've seen a lot of action in the front, a lot of action in the back, and this race is by far over. We have a lot of racing to go. A lot of things can happen, and it's been fun being back up here. And we got 36 cars on the lead lap, so 36 potential winners, and who knows what's going to happen here. But right now, I mean, you have some of the best out front with the Korosek and Marin, and it's been great to see the consistency with the whole field, and it's been fun being back. Can't wait for all of our series starting up in 2024. We got a long couple of seasons starting in 24. Can't wait to be back up in the booth. So if you're enjoying what you're watching here on the IWM Broadcast Network, we'd love for you to subscribe and follow along. Got a lot of good racing in 2024. And follow along for all of these special events we do, Rick. We do a lot of times, these special one-off events especially for something like this. So if there's an event that you want us to showcase to the world, reach out, and we will do our best to fit that in.
All right, we're waiting to go back to the start. The lights are off on top of our pace car to get this race back underway.
Pace cars dip down pit road for the maybe one of the final times. We don't know. But out front, you have the 23 and the 27 leading this field, and we are green flag racing back here at Talladega, lap 71. We're not on lap 69, we're lap 71 of 99, which means 28 laps to go.
Good restart lap. Man, Sebastian Mayer moves up in the center, blocking the run that middle lane had.
Yeah, that middle lane had a full head of steam, and the line has a full head of steam right now. Is that outside lane, led by the 88 machine of Gabe Butler. We've talked to him in the pre-race. We know he can get it done here on super speedways, and here he is leading the high line. So Marin, Korosek, and that 88 machine of Butler up there at the front. '27 drop down to the bottom side. Oh, we're wrecking in turn 3. Big wreck. That's a big one. Big wreck. Big one in turn 3. They are still wrecking. Oh, no.
More contact.
Yeah, that involved a lot of good cars there, Rick.
Well, we're just seeing about 7 or 8 cars up at the front. But there was a lot of guys involved in that wreck.
So what I'm seeing on my side, between the 88 and the 052.
That's Gabe Butler.
With Gabe Butler there. And the 052 machine of Joe Della Vecchia. It looks like there was a little bit of net code between those two drivers. What happened was it looked like the 88 net coded into the 052, which then drove that bright yellow Nesquik car truck up into the turn 3, turn 4 wall. Nowhere for those drivers to go. Kenneth McCullough was involved in that one, which then he turned into the 5 and the 26.
All right, again, we're going to take the opportunity to refresh the stats. Yep, and that's what you get when we do that. Sorry for that. With just 27 laps to go. This may be a good opportunity, though, for those guys. Hopefully they had not used their quick repair to come back down and get that taken care of. So as you just saw, and in fact, if you're not too familiar with iRacing, you saw trucks rather, kind of inside each other coming off of pit road. So iRacing gives the drivers a little bit of grace, which you can exploit a bit on pit road that you don't have to be as clean on pit road. You can kind of go through under the truck until you get to a certain point. Now, it's not forever, because eventually it'll catch up to you, but that's why you're seeing that car in a car, truck in a truck on pit road. So here we are, IWM Broadcasting, bringing you the Levy Designs sponsored First Annual LG99 Dega 250. I'm Rick Souza here with my co-broadcaster, John Drudris, and doing our best to provide you with everything we can. Bear with us with some of the graphics, and we appreciate those who have stayed with us throughout this event. We've reached out to our software partner to try and see if they have any quick fixes, but they are in the UK, and we have not had any updates yet from them.
They're asleep right now, aren't they?
Well, 4 o'clock, 5-6 hours? No, not on my schedule. Heck, I'm up,
After business hours, regular business hours.
That is correct. It is a Sunday, and they most certainly are probably not working today. But we've also posted in the community, so maybe someone may know exactly what's happening, because we sure don't. So.
Have no clue.
What I would not be surprised is that with this latest update to iRacing, we have seen in the past other add-on products like our broadcasting software have to play catch-up when code has changed. So,
yeah, makes sense.
I am guessing it was, we didn't have any issues through practice or the official start, but once we had 45 trucks lumbering across the start-finish line, things went dramatically wrong.
Yes, that is correct, yeah.
All right, so the lights are off on the pace car. You've got Sebastian Marin still in charge. Ignore that tower. It is meaningless. You've got the 27 of Coruscant to his outside. Now that 6 just gave a little friendly hello to the back of the 23 and said, hey, I'm here to push you.
Exactly. And just to give you an update on our truck counter right now, we're showing 32 trucks on the lead lap. Now, how many are damaged? I don't know. We've had 5 incidents, so could be a handful of them.
Pace car has dropped off. We're about to go back to green, and here we go.
Green is back out, and good jump by the 27. What a great move. He's been spot on the restart. The only issue is he doesn't have any pushers behind him.
Yeah, he got out to such a big gap that the 8 of Dude Conrad was not able to respond. In fact, you just saw the 26 of Reynolds drop out of that high line. There was a gap right there. He just filled in that gap. Sebastian Marin continues to show us the way. He's got the 6 of Nagels behind him. The outside line is the 27 of Korosek and the 8 of Conrad. We've got the 5 that decided to move up. That's Baker. He's jumped up to that outside line. Got the 42 behind him. good recovery. Was that 42 above that earlier incident?
Yep.
And you will see, my guess is that third line, there's a lot of guys that are itching to bring that line back. You saw that Nestle's quick truck right there. There it is. There are not that many laps left. Look at the 8 has said, I'm here, come up to me.
Yeah, nobody's going with them. The only car that's back there is a bright yellow Nesquik machine, the 051. So we'll see if he's able to make a way back up there. But 23 and the 5 of Matthew Baker now leading both rows. Big bump on the inside from the 27 to the 6. From the 6 to the 27, the 27 to 23 on the bottom row.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the 8 was thinking. He dropped all the way back. But yeah, he was picked up by the Nestle's quick sponsored truck, but he lost a lot of positions.
He did, 100%.
John, what's our lap counter looking like?
78, 21 to go. I guess technically 22. Just hit lap 79. Looks like that high line has not been able to form at all. We are still awaiting that third line to kind of make their way back up through here, but it's a 2x2 field, Rick, as we are now approaching lap 80. Now just hit lap 81. Get into the tail end of this race, and these guys are battling side by side. We still haven't seen that third row make their way to the front, but it's back there with the 8, the 051. We'll see if anybody decides to make a move. I think if you're going to make it, I mean, they may see some guys start to kind of make their way up to that high line. We're seeing that high line a little bit more relevant. Oh, wrecking in the back. Wrecking in the back. No caution. We are now under caution. Wrecking in the back. I believe that was exactly with that group that I was talking about, Rick. I'm going to go back and take a look at that to catch those drivers that were involved and to see what happened. I believe it was the 051 machine.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that and get you a little bit of update as soon as we can. Where are we at laps-wise, John?
Lap 81. Lap 81.
So
my bad, I
17.
keep on... Yes, lap 81, so yep, 17. I misspoke. The 051 does not exist. It is the 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. Excuse me on that one. But it looks like on the backstretch there, Rick, you had the 8 not really realize that there was a car below him. Came down on, I believe that is the 3 machine of Craig White. He got into the 54 machine. That 54 machine of Patrick Groover, who then got back up into the 8 machine, and the 052 of Della Vecchia.
I think a number of those guys were just trying to work their way back up after the previous incident.
Yep, and also caught up in it, Justin Mills in the 2 machine. Well, it says the 2. Justin Mills, I believe, is not in the 2 car. Justin Mills is in the 2 car. So there was another car that was a little bit further on back that has a 2 on the side. Dan Janjanin in the 887, but shows the 2 car on the track, got involved, as well as the 58 machine of Jimbo Lacerdo.
All right, we'll update the stats in a moment. We'll let these guys come down first onto pit road and see what happens. Then we'll refresh. All right, the field has caught up with the pace car.
Lap 83 of 99 is where we're at right now.
Sebastian Marin continues to lead this race, I believe.
Yes, he is out front currently in your running order as it stands. Well, I take that back. The 04 of Mark Mann is out front with Harold Decker in second, Rick Sybrands in third, Dude Conrad in fourth, Les Levy in fifth, Sebastian Marin in sixth, Andrew Navarro in seventh, Cody Nagels in eighth, Stephen Korsak in ninth, and Matt Baker in 10th.
All right, we're going to try and reboot this software, see if we can at least update the field here. With 16 laps to go. Bear with us here. We're going to try and do a little bit of troubleshooting. We have someone who's... Bear with us. It's not pretty.
Should be all good. We are lap 84, so that is correct. 16 to go. And your current running order is still Mark Mann, Harold Decker in second, Rick Sybrands in third, Les Levy in fourth, Sebastian Marin in fifth, Andrew Navarro in sixth, Stephen Korsak in seventh, Cody Nagels in eighth, Matthew Baker in ninth, and Charles Johnson in 10th. We have 31 cars on the lead lap as the pace car dips down pit road. Out front, The 04 machine of Mark Mann. Haven't talked about him really at all today. He is out there leading this pack. Green flag back out in the air. Good bump from the 4, good bump from the 23, and we are going to have 15 laps to go. Looks like still experiencing some technical difficulties. And out front, you got the 04 followed by the 4. Now up moving to the middle lane, you have the 23 being pushed by the 42 machine. Here we go. This is the race we have been waiting for. 14 laps to go. 23 now drops down to the bottom lane.
Made a couple of tweaks. We're barely hanging on, but we are getting at least live data.
Live data is good data. Any data is good data. Now that the field has been cut down, that helps us out quite a bit, I believe. So awesome there from the technical magicians behind the screen. Right now, Navarro is out front with Marin right there. Nagels, Mann, Johnson, Seabrantz, Ward, Baker, Levy, and Mills to our top 10. No third lane as of yet there. Well, I take that back. We got 1, 2 cars, maybe 3 or 4 now, actually, in the top lane. It changes that fast as we are now approaching 12 laps to go. 12 laps to go in this event. Who is going to bring home the victory here at Talladega in just under 12 minutes?
12 minutes. Yep, you're right. I had to think about that for a second.
Barring any cautions, you know.
Yeah, we do have 2 green-white checkers at the end here. Yeah, that's...
Field's getting a little bit more stacked up there. On the high side, here comes the 5 now, trying to get that open. The car behind him, or the truck behind him, did not want to push. Now we're 4 wide, going into the tri-oval, 4 wide. I don't know if that's going to work. They back off a little bit. 3 by 3 by 3 on back. It's only time until that third lane decides to make that momentum work. It's going to happen. Here comes the 5 up to the high side. He's getting a big push from behind.
Oh, we're struggling a bit here, but
trying to get things underway. Ten laps to go here at the line. Got some major blocking going on up front.
4 wide, 3 back. Oh, the 2's contact with the 62, spinning. Big wreck. Hard hit into the outside wall coming out of turn 2. 411's around. And with 10 to go, caution has come out. And no, it's not the first caution, as our software seems to believe.
Definitely not our first caution. I think I am totaling 6 or 7.
So I think with 10 laps to go, I think we're able to at least bring you the rest of this race without a whole lot of hiccups going on. We got a Band-Aid on it right now, so.
Just a little bit. Well, Rick, it's been an exciting race so far. Now we're coming down to the last 9 laps. Do these guys have enough to make it?
That's a good point, because you've got to, if you're in the driver's seat and you're thinking about not only the 9 laps to go here, you've also got to have the knowledge of, you know what? There's a lot of competitors out here, a lot of very aggressive drivers, and not in a bad way. So you're going to assume that there's going to be at least one green-white checker. So my math says I've got to have these 9 laps to go, of which 2 or 3 are going to be under caution. Plus, I'm going to have a little bit in reserve in case something goes wrong.
Exactly.
All right, with 8 laps to go here as the first annual LG99 Talladega 250 winds down, we want to say thank you for hanging on and staying tuned to us through the challenges we faced. I'll say that's the most polite way I can say it. We appreciate it. We appreciate you tuning in and being able to bring you this tribute race to the life and his love of iRacing for Mr. LG Whaley. So, again, thank you. Well, we haven't said it. Let's talk about the top 10 right now is Marin, Navarro, Nagels, Mann, Ward, Baker, Seabrins, Johnson, Korosek, and Bond. That's your top 10. But really, in a race like this, top 10 could change momentarily. Now, we've only seen a couple of drivers, handful of drivers actually pit this time by. We saw the Bob Fitzgerald, Tom Dixon, Brian Rainville, Vicente Guerrero, Craig White, James Mayer, all came down. Justin Mills is still in the pits, but they came down. Nobody else came down. So on that last pit stop, everybody have what they believe is enough to make it.
We're about to find out, because we're about to hit the line with 7 to go. My assumption is going to be 6 to go when we get back under green here. Lights on the pace car are out. So, a 6-lap shootout to decide who wins the first annual LG99 Dega 250. And
I don't think
a crazy race.
I don't think LG would want it any other way.
Oh no, I agree, entirely agree.
All right, we are on the backstretch. Lights are off on the pace car. Next time by, 6 laps to go. 6 laps to find out who we crown the winner of the first annual LG99 Dega 250.
Rick, here we go. We got all these guys here. It'll be a 6-lap shootout if we don't have any green-white checkers. 23 of Sebastian Marin. Where else would he be? He's up at the front leading this pack of 29 cars. Green flag back in the air. 6 laps to go. Who's going to take home the win? Already got some movement going on in the back. You got the 23. You got the 42. They've been battling up front all day long. The 42 got involved in some accidents, but able to keep his run going. As the 88 a little bit further on back, that is Gabe Butler, tries to start that third lane. All the way about 15 trucks back.
I think Gabe's got the plan.
He knows what he needs to do, absolutely. Now drop down to the middle lane, 5 laps to go. No third lane yet. I imagine it's going to happen at some point in time. Now, when it's going to happen, I don't know. But someone's got to do it because these 2 lanes are just under a blanket right now for the first 5 rows.
6 of Daigle is pushing the 23. 04 of Man pushing the 40. Is that 42 of Navarro? Yep.
In the back, they tried to make it 3 wide. They finally got out there, but it was a little bit of blocking, which is going to cause them major momentum, which is going to let this front pack pull away.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. And you've got a breakaway. Third lane starting to form up at the front. Couple of drivers, 3 drivers now have moved up to start that fourth lane. And the caution is out. We will be finishing this one under a green-white checker.
I saw it happen at the beginning of 1, and I was hoping it wasn't going to come into fruition, but I saw a truck spin, and I wonder if somebody got collected and ended up causing that caution.
John just happened to check out the broadcast, and, well, it's not the quality we typically put out there. I think the frame rate or something has really been affecting our broadcast as well. So, again, thanks for tuning in. We apologize for the product that we are delivering today. This is not how we typically put out products for our broadcast, but we'll fix it. We'll figure out the problem.
hate to see that. Hopefully it's legible and you're able to see everything and
Yeah,
see
I
all
don't
the
think
cars.
it is. Yeah.
Well,
If you know your car by color, that may be okay, or your truck by color, that's okay. But yeah,
at least I can kind of make out the tower a little bit, but if you can't, you got Navarro front man and second, Marin in third in the 23, Baker in fourth, 5. Nagels in the 6th car, he is in P5. You have Johnson in the number 9, he is in 6th. Ward in the 92 in 7th. Horacek in 8th. Levy in 9th. And Seabrand's in 10th.
I think 54 is getting his lap back. But with only 3 laps to go and still under caution, that means that we will finish this event under a green-white checker. What that means is that when the green flag drops, they'll have 1 lap to come back before they take the white flag, and then the next time by, that's your winner. Unless something else happens.
Which it could. Something else could happen. You never know.
Never know. So no takers, really. I guess we've lost about 10 trucks out of the field, which you kind of would expect with the number of some big events we've had, and just 1 fast repair.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You know, we saw that at the beginning. I mean, with the big field and 1 quick repair and a super speedway, the only answer is chaos. And we've had a lot of chaos here, which is normal, typical at what we see here at super speedway racing, especially at Talladega. So it's a great race so far, though. I mean, we got a lot of strong drivers that have been out front all day long. I mean, all day long. So
the 42 of Navarro will be our control truck. He'll have the 04 of Mann to his outside, the 23 of Sebastian Marin behind him, and I believe the 5 of Baker will be behind Navarro.
interesting.
Nagels will be sitting there in 5th. And then to his outside is the 9 of Johnson. I tell you, if I'm in the driver's seat in this event, I kind of like being in that place that Sebastian Marin is in.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
I do too.
That's
It's
the
a great spot.
catbird. That's the catbird seat.
And him and Navarro have been battling all day long, so now they kind of need to work together a little bit. So will we see somebody make a move?
I think they'll work together at least through this next lap and a half. But after that,
Every man for himself. Every man for himself.
yep, absolutely. So the lights are off on the pace car. We're about to get this race back underway and see just who will take home the trophy in the first annual LG99 Dega 250. Pace car has dropped off of the racing surface.
Here we go. Our first of 2 green-white checkers here tonight. And we have green flag action back here at Talladega. Green flag is out. 04 of man and the 42. The high line and the bottom line. Still got 30 cars involved in this one. To be exact, we have 28, almost 30.
I mean, if you're sitting 8th or 9th, the only way you're going to get up to the front is to drop out of this line, form up a third line, and hope for some help.
Yeah, you got that third line has to start getting formed now. We see major pushing being done between the 9 there. That would be the 9 of Charles Johnson. As we start to see that third lane start to form a little bit. Here we go. 1 to go at the line. Next flag will end the race. Let's see if they keep it green. Until then, they do. White flag in the air. 42 out front.
Final lap.
Here we go. There's a 9. He's going to make that. Whoa, he looked there, but they.
Unfortunately.
Lots
of movement.
What a save. Here comes Mayer to the outside of the 42. I think it's too early. That's too early, Rick.
He's got some help behind him, though. The 04 has tucked up underneath. And he's got the 5 to his outside. They're pushing Sebastian Marin. Oh, the cars behind them have kind of broken apart.
Here comes another outside line. Here comes the 04. He blocks. 42 is still there. I think the 42 may get this done. 42. Andrew Navarro wins the first annual LG99 Dega 250. What a finish.
Unofficial results are Navarro, Nagels, and Marin. That is your top 3. We'll see how this all plays out once the final numbers are posted. What a fabulous finish.
Clean. Everybody had, it was just such a clean race up at the front, especially in those last 2 laps. Everybody gave people room. It was aggressive. I thought it was a great, great finish.
I think they're having just a little bit of fun after finishing 1, 2, and 3. I think the race results are in.
I believe so. Be able to get those up. Ah, look at that. There we go. Alrighty, so your final official results for the first annual LG99 Dega 250 presented by Levy Designs and brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network. We got Andrew Navarro bringing home the win with Cody Nagels in second, Sebastian Marin in third, John Ward in fourth, Stephen Korosek in fifth, Matthew Baker in sixth, Mark Mann in seventh, Leslie By in eighth, Rick Seabrands in ninth, and Jimmy Crawford finishing in 10th.
Jimbo Osoro finishes in 11th, Gabe Butler in 12th, Dean Wilkinson finishes in 13th. I think Dean started last. Dean Wilkinson, I'm pretty sure he was right there in the back.
He did.
Plus 32. He and Mark Mann are hard chargers. They both made up huge points, as did John Ward. Those positions were respectively 29th, 33rd of placings picked up, 29th, 33rd, and 31. So huge gains by those drivers. Michael Hauser finishes in 14th, Tom Dixon in 15th, Eric Laurie in 16th, Brian Rainville in 17th, David Bond in 18th, and 19th is Hunter Reynolds, 20th Charles Johnson, Dude Conrad is in 21st.
Yeah. Want to keep on going through the field?
Might as well. Let's give these guys their due.
100%. Let's do it. 22, Jimmy Reynolds. 23rd, Harold Decker. 24th, Bob Fitzgerald. 25th, Michael Howlett. 26th, Craig White. 27th, Vincent Guerrero. And in 28th, you have Justin Mills, Patrick Groover in 29th, and James Mayer in 30th.
31st is Kitty Engstrom. 32nd, Dan Janjan. Joe Delavecchia finishes in 33rd, Ernie Williams in 34th, Aubrey Thompson 35th, 36th is Kenneth McCullough, 37th Robbie Singleton, 38th Tony Wright, 39th James Randall III, 40th Kenneth Meixel, 41st Robert Bears, Seth Groover finishes in 42nd, Noel Kors in 43rd, Richard Sanchez 44th, and Jason Beach in 45th. Well, we'll wait till the drivers join us in the broadcast waiting room. Let's see if there's anybody in there yet. Not quite yet. We're waiting for those 3 drivers to join in, and we may see if we can pull them in a bit early. Let's get see if we can see. Let's see if we can locate Mr. Sebastian. I do not see Mr. Sebastian, but he may pop in. Oh, there he is. Let's see if we can. Here he is, Mr. Sebastian Marin. Congratulations. You know, that was a heck of a race.
It sure was. Man, so close. Kept it clean. I don't think I got any damage throughout that whole race, and had a shot to win, which is all I could ask for. So overall, a great race. Had a lot of fun. So that was a great experience.
Oh yeah, we were expecting exactly what we got, which was lots of tight, solid, aggressive rating, and we've covered you before in previous leagues, and you don't disappoint. You're right up there at the front, and really did a great job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That's always the plan, right? If you want to get good at these type of races, you have to run out front with the best, and that's always been the plan. Just be up there, run out front, keep track position at all times. So it's always the plan. So it was a lot of fun. Wish we could have got it done, but oh well. I don't mind having a third place. Can't be too disappointed with that.
Well, you and Andrew were running, Andrew Navarro were running pretty much door to door or front to back pretty much for the last 45 laps. So.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be up there at the end of the race. Obviously, when he had I think his little incident with like 30 to go, he got it repaired and then just got straight back to the front. And then after that, I knew if we didn't get wrecked, it was most likely going to have to fight it out with him and my teammates. So congrats to him. He did a pretty good job. But again, still wish it could have been me or my other teammates.
Absolutely. All right, Cody Nagels has joined us in the booth. Cody, congratulations on your P2 finish.
I appreciate it, Rick, and I appreciate you guys coming aboard to help broadcast this awesome event.
Yeah, I'll be honest, we'll talk about it later, but we wish we had a better product. We had some technical software issues that kind of bit us a bit, but we did our best to hang in there. So.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I think sometimes it's the nature of the virtual world, not only from a broadcast perspective, but you guys probably seen it a little bit with the netcode that was going on in the race. I think there was one instance of a pretty bad netcode maybe up front with the right rear that's kind of been an issue since the new damage model. So, as much as we want to call it a simulator, we have to kind of treat it for what it is, and it is technology based. And I mean, we know that things happen, unfortunately, that's out of our control.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that today. So you're 100% correct. But you yourself, we were calling your name pretty much the whole race. You were up there at the front, at least in the top 10, pretty much the entire race.
Yeah, I think that was by design, and Sebastian touched on it with the Dale Cup guys. I think our main mentality is just to run hard and run up front and just try to stay in front of the potential wrecks, because I think my idea of it anyway is that the wrecks are more likely to happen somewhere in the middle of the field. So if you're not all the way up front, if you lose a little bit of track position and you have time, go to the back reset and then come back up front. And I think we had to reset one time a few of our guys because we had damage in that first caution. Other than that, I mean, I felt like we put ourselves in position. And again, like Seabass said, I figured that it was likely going to be between one of us, the Dale Cup guys, or Andrew. I knew he was going to find his way back up there. And it seems to be, we race against Andrew and John Ward and Matthew Baker and Mark Mann. I see these guys multiple nights a week, and it just seems like they're always up front. And if I'm going to win a race, it has to go through them. And I mean, I'm looking through the top 10, and there's a lot of strong heavy hitters in it. So, I
Absolutely.
think the race, it lived up to the hype, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
We sure did. As we've always felt, races like this, the cream rises to the top, and it certainly did. That top 10 is pretty much a who's who of iRacing super speedway competitors.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that we were able to put on this event for LG Whaley and all of his teammates. Jimmy Crow, thanks to Jimmy for putting this fantastic event on, and for the racers too, man. It was a great product for a lot of drivers that maybe haven't raced against each other in quite a while. It was kind of a family reunion of sorts.
Well, that's great to hear. But yeah, it was great to call a lot of names, and again, for them to get this opportunity to race side by side with each other for a great cause.
Absolutely, and I just want to give a shout out to you guys again for putting on the broadcast. Andrew for winning it, great job, and to my Dale Cup teammates lastly, because without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at in any of these races.
Well, and speaking of Andrew, Andrew, congratulations on your win. Just a heck of a win here in the first annual LG99 Dega 250.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a interesting race, a fun race. Definitely a lot of ups and downs, but we're racing for a good cause, so it really didn't matter if you got wrecked or won it. We're just racing, celebrating his life and stuff, and had a good time.
Well, we tell us about that restart. We knew with that late caution that came out towards the end there was you guys had already pretty much planned that the race was going to run through green, so there was nobody needing to take on fuel. But strategy wise, was there anything that was going through your mind on that restart?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to just stay on the bottom lane. If anyone had gone to my outside with how much damage I had, if I was in the middle, I just would have sank like a rock, and I would have had the bottom clear me, the top clear me. I knew I was going to get buried, so I just kind of stayed on the bottom, hoping help would come, and Cody gave me a good shot down the backstretch, and we were able to hold off Sebastian and him to win the race, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations again. Any shout-outs that you want to put out there?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for obviously broadcasting, Jimmy for putting on the race, everybody at Martin Sports, Adrenaline Captures. Just a great cause tonight, and had a lot of fun.
All right, so there's your winner, Andrew Navarro, in the first annual LG99 Dega 250, and congratulations to Andrew. Jimmy Crow joins us back in the broadcast booth at the end here. Jimmy, heck of a race you put together.
Yeah, appreciate these drivers coming out and putting on a show. Andrew, congratulations on the win. I hope you had a good time. Appreciate you coming out here and racing with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I also want to thank IWM Broadcast Network. I know they had some technical difficulties, but I've seen all their work, and it's always good. I'll get these guys anytime. It wasn't their fault. Appreciate them doing the broadcast and making the best of it. My only disappointment is we had 9 cautions, but we had a hell of a race. But everybody raced hard and put on a real good show for LG. Like I said, I'm pleased with them. I'm not. I'd have rather had like 5 or 6, but I'm not.
Jimmy, we know you always strive for that. 2 or 3 cautions a night, but your drivers tonight put on one heck of a show.
Oh yeah, they all did. You had a good mix of drivers too. You had the young guns. You had the KGO veterans. I mean, you had a couple casual guys. It was a good mix of drivers, and I'm glad they came out, raced that hard, and it was a good race.
It sure was.
And I also want to thank Levy Designs. They always sponsor my events, and I appreciate Les Levy doing that. He does good work. Check him out. I want to thank Dave Bone, Gabe Butler, and Sean Stevens, all kinds of other guys that also help out with these events too. Couldn't do it without them, and all the drivers that race with me. And I also want to thank all the drivers that raced with me when LG first started coming into my rooms. That made him want to stay and race. Me and my dad, we had a following. My dad had his following. But when LG, Jason Beach, Tony Wright, and Michael Hauser started coming to my rooms, it elevated everybody's game. LG sent my dad a wheel and pedals and got him started on iRacing. So big thing to do this for LG and for everybody getting together, seeing some guys we ain't seen in a while. So it was good. A lot of people wanted in this race, and again, appreciate everybody.
All right. Well, thank you again for the opportunity. Again, I wish we had a better product to deliver, but we'll get them next time.
I know it's not your guys' fault. They can look at the endless catalog on IWM Broadcast Network and see that this was an iRacing mistake. So don't worry about me. It was good. I just want to thank Les Levy and Levy Designs. Also want to thank SK27 Designs at Stephen Karosik for a great splash page to get the ball rolling, and can just appreciate everybody racing.
You got it. Well, there's Jimmy Crow. He put this event on, and we had the pleasure of being their broadcast partner. We thank you for tuning in, especially those of you who hung on and were able to make it through to the end. Just a tremendous finish by Andrew Navarro, winning the first annual LG99 Talladega 250. And we hope to see you again on another event just like this. So thanks, and have a great Sunday, and we wish you all good night.
See you, folks.